keeping teenagers engaged on a family trip to Hawaii without hearing, "I'm bored," or seeing the top of their head because they're on the phone the whole time, kinda impossible, until we witnessed something that changed everything. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, they were capturing incredible moments and actually living them. Here are our Big Island experiences that turned my phone-obsessed daughters into engaged adventurers. And it doesn't require an erupting volcano to do, although, amazingly, we were able to get that as well. Let's be real here. Traveling with teenagers can be tricky. They are constantly on their phones or saying, "I'm bored, are we there yet?" Especially if you have a long flight or a car ride. But completely banning devices just creates a big battle. I found that the key is channeling their phone use into something positive and choosing those moments that you insist they put the phone away, and at the same time, we ditched our phones too. What I discovered is that the Big Island has experiences so incredible that instead of mindlessly scrolling, your teenagers will actually experience the adventure, and yeah, maybe they'll get a couple cool pics in that they can post later. But there's plenty here that'll get them to actually put down their phones. Teen-friendly experience number 1 was Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. While our family loves national parks and have visited others, there's nothing quite like Volcanoes National Park. We hiked through an actual lava tube, a tunnel carved by flowing lava. The girls were fascinated and so curious about the critters that might be crawling around in there and how exactly this tube was formed. Then we did this awesome 4-mile loop that took us along the edge of a crater and down into the floor of a dormant volcano. We literally walked on the bottom of a volcano crater, not a single, "but it's hot," or "I'm tired." They were so into it.
What do you think of this hike? I think it's a really cool hike. I think if ever you're in the Big Island of Hawaii, specifically on the other side of Kona in the Volcanoes National Park, I would definitely recommend to take a visit because this is pretty freaking awesome. If you ask me, when are you ever going to be walking through a crater of volcanic rock? This thing that I'm stepping on right now, this was lava flowing through here, burning, red, glowing. Isn't that incredible? Very incredible.
But here's where it gets really cool. We knew the other volcano in the park, Kilauea, had been letting off smoke. It was active in prior weeks, and so I decided to sign up for the USGS volcanic activity alerts just to kind of see what's going on and learn a little bit more. So the next morning, we were already heading out of town. We had stopped for breakfast in Hilo, which is about 40 minutes away from the park, when I got an alert that Kilauea had just started erupting. This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. So we pivoted immediately. We drove 40 minutes back to the park, and we witnessed the most spectacular natural show that any of us have ever seen. We were all completely mesmerized. The girls loved taking video, but they also really loved hiking the trail and checking out the different vantage points, realizing that it felt warmer in some spots and it fountained higher as we got closer. At one point, we were just sitting and watching when some locals started chanting a traditional Hawaiian song. Then they walked over to the edge of the crater and tossed flowers in. It was absolutely incredible. I felt like we were witnessing something magical that we'll never see again. We weren't just witnessing it, we were there, living it. And you know how well parents plan out a vacation? The girls thought it was so cool that we were willing to scrap our whole day plan to rush to see an erupting volcano. Definitely a highlight of the trip.
A lot of people go to Hawaii to post things on Instagram, but I really liked just living in the moment and looking around and hearing that. I liked looking around and seeing things for myself and not having my face glued to the screen 24/7.
Next up, we found this incredible secluded beach, but getting there was an adventure itself. You need 4-wheel drive and you're bouncing around for a good 10-15 minutes on this crazy off-road path. The girls thought it was hilarious, at least for a little while. But there were more surprises once we got there. Part of the beach was roped off because a Hawaiian monk seal had just given birth. There were marine biologists who were there and explained how rare this was. Only about 1,600 Hawaiian monk seals even exist. What do you think of this?
So if you actually look directly ahead of us right now, you'll see something pretty spectacular. A mother seal and her baby. This is pretty awesome, guys. Here we are, sunny Hawaii, Kona side. We didn't even hike in. We walked right to the beach. Look what's in front of us.
The girls were so fascinated learning about these endangered animals. This, of course, wasn't planned, but it became one of their favorite moments. And then we had this stunning beach almost entirely to ourselves. No crowds, no fighting for the best spot on the beach, just beautiful, pristine Hawaii. Day 3, snorkeling with Big Island Outdoor Adventures. Now, my 14-year-old had never snorkeled before, and my 20-year-old was nervous about the really fast boat ride, but it was just minutes before both girls were laughing and screaming with excitement instead of worrying. And of course, the snorkeling, seeing tropical fish and coral reefs, an entire underwater world. They didn't even bring their phones and honestly forgot they existed for the entire trip. Another unexpected surprise, on our way back, a pod of dolphins started swimming next to our boat. It was magical. We were also able to explore these sea caves that were carved into lava rock, and we had some awesome guides who explained how they were formed and a little bit about the history of the area. It was an adventure that even the pickiest, phone-obsessed teenager couldn't help but have fun with. Now let's talk about balancing adventure with teen-friendly social spots. We went to Lava Lava Beach Club. In all honesty, it was overpriced, and because they don't take reservations, there is always a wait. But it's honestly a really fun place that pretty much hit every teenage sweet spot. Cornhole, photo ops, Instagram-worthy sunset photos, fancy drinks for adults and kids, and pretty decent food. The girls definitely had their Instagram moments, but they were also really just enjoying the experience. We also hit Magic's Beach Club, an iconic place in Kona. Couldn't have been more different than our quiet, secluded beach experience the day before, but so much fun to watch boogie boarders while eating our lunch. And here's a secret, farmers markets are perfect for teenagers. This one in Kona had the biggest pineapple we had ever seen, plus all the souvenirs that teenagers love, the t-shirts, hair clips, jewelry. They spent an hour just exploring and checking out the fun stuff that is uniquely Hawaii and buying gifts for their friends back home. Another great highlight, we drove to the summit of Mauna Kea, the tallest mountain in Hawaii. At 13,800 feet, we were literally above the clouds and alongside a collection of 13 observatories, which make up some of the world's most powerful telescopes. It's a pretty impressive sight. Now, there are a few options for visiting Mauna Kea. If you're in a regular vehicle, you'll be stopped at the visitor center, which is still at 9,300-foot elevation. It's fun to walk through, and there's a great hill that you can hike up and watch a gorgeous sunset. But if you're in a four-wheel drive and you're feeling a little adventurous, you can continue up to the summit, which is an absolute incredible experience. We timed it for sunset, and watching the sun go down from above the clouds while looking out over the entire Big Island was indescribable. It felt like we were on top of the world. Pro tip though, if you do this, bring warm clothes. It is surprisingly cold up there, but totally worth it. Here's something crucial for teen travel. Where you stay matters. We did 2 very different home exchanges on the island, and it was a total game changer. Our first place was this cozy plantation house in the rainforest that was the epitome of a tropical paradise. We all loved lazing around on the daybed on the front porch. Such a cool afternoon chill spot after a busy day of walking around the national park. This is our second exchange. It has the perfect backyard for teenagers with a gorgeous pool and ocean views that we all loved. The girls have gone swimming every day while we get some work done and do a little bit of barbecuing, and then we enjoy an evening sunset. What's great about a home exchange too is that we have a full kitchen so we can try some of the local ingredients. We also have a washer and dryer so we don't need to pack as much. And you just have real family time together, watching movies at night and not being on top of each other like we would be in a hotel room. Obviously, home swaps always get my vote, but it got my kids' vote too. So back to the topic at hand, what actually got my teenagers engaged beyond mindless scrolling? Here's the truth. Number 1, experiences they can't get at home. Volcanoes, lava tubes, monk seals, this isn't stuff we get to see every day. Number 2, adventures with mild risk. The bumpy 4-wheel drive ride, the fast boat, getting close to an active volcano, just enough adventure to feel exciting. Number 3, Instagram-worthy moments that are actually worth experiencing. We're talking natural beauty so stunning that they wanted to capture it and experience it, not just pose for a quick selfie. Number 4, learning that doesn't feel like school. Marine biology from actual scientists on the beach. A cultural lesson and geology while we watched a volcano erupt. Education through experience. We all loved that. And number 5, a variety of experiences. Adventure, relaxation, social spots, unique accommodations, something different every day. So here are my practical tips for doing the Big Island with teenagers. Book your accommodations early. Home exchanges fill up fast for good reason, and they can be a little bit harder to find on Hawaii because it's a pretty popular destination, but we had 2 great exchanges on one island, so obviously it's possible. Second, rent a 4-wheel drive vehicle. We were lucky. In addition to swapping homes, we swapped cars with our host, so we had wheels that didn't look like your average rental car that thieves like to target. Number 3, mix high adventure days with chill days by the pool. Also, let them help choose activities. There's more buy-in and excitement when they have a say in what they're going to do. And last, be ready to pivot. Honestly, my girls were so amazed that we were willing to drop our original plan and race back to an erupting volcano. It was exciting and fun and definitely required some flexibility. The Big Island gave us something I didn't think was possible. My teenagers were present and engaged, yet they still had their phones and were able to create memories that were worth sharing. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more home swap adventures, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments, what's your secret for traveling with teenagers and getting them actually engaged? Mahalo for watching. Check out some of my other Big Island videos, and we'll see you next time. Aloha!